Western Digital. This is the company doing the acquiring, which is interesting. It's up so much. World's #2 hard drive maker agreeing to buy Hitachi's hard disk drive operations for about $4.3 billion in cash and stock. Shares of rival and market leader Seagate also called higher this morning. I guess that if people are interested in acquisitions, they figure business is pretty good for the hard drive makers, which are so cyclical. Those over the years, they go public, they go private, they go bankrupt, they come, all kinds of things. Let's get some parting shots from our guest host, Senator Pat Toomey, a member of the Banking, Budget, Commerce, and Joint Economic Committees, and you got right in and mixed it up, right? You didn't need to. Did you have guest host training?
No, I watch you guys closely. Come on.
And you were ready to go. So hopefully you come back and do it again, because I think you've asked as many questions as you have given your own answers.
Well, which is good. We like that.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I enjoy the show. It's fun to be part of it.
Yeah. I don't know where you want to take us from here. Do you at least concede, I guess, ideologically, that we need at some point to pay more in as a nation, to maybe cut our belts a little bit more in terms of how much we keep and how much we were able to spend? I mean, don't tax it. We're at the lowest percentage probably in history of taxes, or is that
not because rates are too low? We're at a low point right now because we're in an economic decline. But I go back to part of the latter part of the Bush administration. This rate structure, federal revenue, tax revenue came in at nearly 19% of GDP. We had deficits of 1.2% of GDP. I'm one that thinks that we maximize economic growth if you maximize the economic freedom of the private sector. And part of that means you keep spending as low as you can. For 50 years, we had spending that averaged about 20% of GDP. It was often less. We can do that. And if we do that, then we're going to be okay. We'll get that a little bit lower than that. We're fine. We can't have spending at 25% of GDP, which is where we have been and where we are now.
If you don't spend it, you don't have to pay for it.
That's right. And you don't borrow.
Did you ever think about that? You don't have to pay for it if you don't. It's like,
hang on, wait, give me a second.
It's like the tax cuts. If we extend the tax cuts, we need to pay for those. That's the one I always love hearing
that's
David Gregory, when someone tells me, and I go, how does that work? Because we've already spent it.
Well, and the assumption, therefore, is that it's all the government's money. And anything that you get to keep is by the good graces of the generous politicians. This is outrageous, right? It's totally backwards.
Senator, we want to thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Great seeing you. We hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
That does it for us this morning. Make sure you join us tomorrow. Our guest host will be billionaire turnaround specialist Wilbur Ross. Right now, it's time for Squawk on the Street.